Maria Soriano, and today I will be presenting to you why LAUSD should not separate non-English speaking students from English speaking students. Now, I'm going to inform to you what LAUSD, for those who do not know what it is. LAUSD stands for Los Angeles Unified School District. It is second largest in the nation and enrolls over 640,000 students from K to 12th grade in over 900 schools and 187 public charter schools. Now, can anyone tell me why it is essential to be bilingual? Okay, why? First you and then.
You go right first. Because then you could speak to people who speak Spanish.
Okay. Why?
I guess because it comes in handy when you're like for jobs. Maybe.
Can you raise your hand when you want?
Okay.
Make it smarter.
We're going to get another question, so you guys will have an opportunity to change it. So as we mentioned, it is essential to be bilingual in order to, pursue a better career or academically, and even it is essential to communicate with others. We have cousins, brothers, sisters, neighbors, or even ourselves that are not fluent with English or do not have English as a primary language. Now, who does this affect? Well, it affects everyone, or by the way, anyone who does not have English as their primary language or who are not fluent with English. And it is targeted mostly to Latinos and Chicano according to the daily news. Because we have the sense of wanting to assimilate into American culture, and the only way by doing it is through language. Now, can anyone tell me, wait, okay, well you guys saw the answer, but can anyone take like a guess as to how many? Like, you didn't see it? Like, of how many languages spoken around the world? Okay. So it is estimated that about 7,000 different languages are spoken around the world according to BBC. 90% of these languages are used by less than 100,000 people. Over 1 million people converse in 150 to 200 languages, and 46 languages have just a single speaker. So, English is not the only language out there. However, we're taught in our society to think that it is essential in order to, excel academically. And we forget to embrace ourselves. We forget to embrace who we are, what culture we come from. Now, LAUSD may argue that this will help students learn English better. Separating them will give them more attention. But as you can see, Chinese is the #1 language spoken around the world. Second comes Spanish, and third comes English. This emphasizes on what I just said. It is not the only language out there, and I know we live here, and we need to understand English better. But separating students is not the way to do it. Now, however, it may increase racism, bullying, and self-esteem by separating students, because they get a sense that, hey, I am different, I'm not who you want, so therefore I'm going to be separated. Racism is the belief that all members of each race possess characteristics of abilities specific to that race. So therefore, I'm better than yours, my race is better than yours, I learned to speak English first, therefore I am better. And it creates a sense of where you come from, what race you're part of, and it creates a catastrophic inner identity crisis, because you're like, well, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my decision, yet we're thought to think that it is. Now, how may this lead to bullying? School bullying, out of the 77% of these bullied, 14% have a severe or bad reaction to the abuse, according to the recent school bullying statistics, which may lead to violence, because these kids get tired. They get tired of telling them, hey, you're different, you're not like us, and they make them weaker. And this creates, the aggressor, the one aggressing, to become, aggressed back. Now, how will this affect the kids' or students' self-esteem? It is said in a journal article that grade 1 is a significant factor in students' achievement throughout the 6 years. Self-esteem, people forget, it isn't how other people see you, it's how you see yourself. And that's what makes it hard. And it is hard because sometimes you are told, hey, you're not like us, you're not part of the society. And it is hard to, throughout your development, to emphasize who you are, which creates an identity crisis, as I mentioned before. You start to realize, well, I'm not from here, I'm not from there. What do I do? I'm not fluent with English, and it's my secondary language, which may create a hate towards your own culture, the hate towards who you are, the hate of, hey, I'm different, because this school system is setting up different. And as you can see, there's different, multiple ways of them emphasizing on it. So what is a solution or a way of action? LAUSD should integrate students instead of separating them, let them learn from each other. They should not create a difference, but instead embrace others and embrace other cultures as well. How can we do it? How can we help and make a change? We can speak out. We can say that this is not good. Separating students is not a good way to approach this. What I mean by help community members, I'm pretty sure some of you might know kids in your community who have parents who don't speak English and they need help with their homework, and why not be a mentor? Why not be someone who goes out and be like, hey, you need help? And let them know that it is going to be hard to learn the English language, but with being able to get help, you're going to prosper. And inform people what's going on with LAUSD. Tell them that this is not a good way to approach students who are non-English speakers. In conclusion, I talked about the issue, what effects, what actions we can take, and the solutions. However, we cannot see anything if we do not have outcomes. If this were to happen, we would see a more diverse and accepting LAUSD system in order to not create inequalities between us and other people who know how to speak English well. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.